going on YouTube? Welcome to KO Bets. My name is Bill Callahan. If you're subscribed to the channel, you know the routine. It's Sunday morning, so we got NFL picks to submit. We did have some games earlier in the week on Thursday for Thanksgiving. I think the only bit of a letdown was the Cowboys and Raiders game. I had the Cowboys winning that, so that was a bummer. We did have the Rams covering the 7-point spread, but that was a little bit of a bummer. Bears did not have them covering the 2.5, 3-point spread. Oh, Johnny, Freeman for Baltimore or Miles Sanders for Philadelphia? So I think Freeman is probably guaranteed a little bit more work with Baltimore. It just seems like he gets touches, whereas Miles Sanders every week is like stomping his feet for more touches. Jalen Hurts is probably their most effective running tool. I think the Eagles are playing the Giants today, which is a little bit appealing considering who do the Ravens play tonight? Oh, it's the Browns. Yeah, I don't know. I thought Freeman was very effective against the Bears last week, even without Lamar Jackson. So, I do think the Eagles are going to put up more points. So if you're needing 7 points for a touchdown, it might not be bad to explore starting Miles Sanders. I'm just not a fan of the inconsistencies of him thus far. Pat still has him in our league. Yeah, so I mean, he had 16 touches for 94 yards last week. So if they're going to use him, by all means, I think he's got a good matchup against the Giants. Actually, Johnny, I'm talking through this. That's a tough one. 1 second. Oh, man. Man, I still kind of think Freeman, even though last week Sanders had a really nice game. I still kind of think Freeman, but I don't think either player is a bad start. I think Freeman. So let's. I'm gonna get into the slate of games we've got scheduled for today. We're on DraftKings here. If you need, if you wanted to sign up for DraftKings, I know on my channel here, if we go to YouTube, and I always like showing you what interesting videos are in my recommendations and feeds. Okay. So yeah, if you go to my channel on the About page, I think I've got like a DraftKings promotion link where we each get a free bet, but if you know someone else who uses DraftKings, just use their sign-up info. So before we start the video and get through the games, please subscribe to the channel. You'll get notified every time I go live. And yeah, let's just go through these. We've got some interesting games. So like Indy playing super well. They're hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah, so this is a good matchup here. I don't think I mean, they had a ton of success running the ball against the Buffalo Bills. I think they are going to run the ball. I just think Tampa Bay's run defense is, I think the world of their run defense. I think it's really, really good. So I'm tempted to say like the Colts aren't going to have the same success running the ball. And I mean, it's no secret Tampa Bay secondary is where you need to attack them. So are the Colts going to have a big game? Is Pittman going to have a big game? Hilton, Pascal, whoever, is healthy and rolling out and playing today, are they going to have big games against Tampa Bay? And I think they're definitely capable. I think Tampa's the better team. I'm tempted to take Indianapolis to cover the 3-point spread here. But take Tampa Bay on the money line. The reason being, I think the Colts have a nice offensive line, so I think they should be able to put up some points. I just don't think we're not going to see that Jonathan Taylor game this week like we saw last week against the Bills. I think that's pretty unlikely. The Buccaneers are good at running the ball in their own right, so if it becomes a game of possession, Tom Brady's pretty good at that. Let's go with the Bucs money line. If it was over 3 points, I'd for sure say the Colts, but I'm going to go with the Buccaneers. I think they can win by a field goal, touchdown potentially. Over-under set at 52.5 points. It's a pretty high-scoring game, but I'm gonna say we go. So 52, that's like 27 per team. 52.5, 26, 26, 27. Let's go over. Let's go over. I'm feeling a shootout in the Dome in Indianapolis. Yeah, let's go with the shootout. We've got the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. Now, I don't know if you guys remember early in the year when these two teams played, Jamar Chase just absolutely torched them. I think Joe Mixon had a big game too, and the Bengals just looked unstoppable. Absolutely unstoppable in this game. I do think Pittsburgh's playing a lot better than they have been, specifically on the defensive side of the ball. I don't know if Watt was available that game. I know he had some things preventing him from coming out the gate at full health. So I'm tempted to take the Steelers plus 3.5 here, and the Steelers to win on the money line. I do think the Bengals are an interesting team and a good team, just a little bit inconsistent, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Even on offense, I think if the Steelers can limit, those big plays out of Jamar Chase, and they've got a heck of a, young core of offensive weapons in Cincinnati. But I think Pittsburgh has a better showing this game. The defense plays really well. I think we've got the over-under at 43.5. I'm looking for a real low-scoring game in this. So I'm going to go under 43.5. And we're going to go Steelers money line, Steelers spread. It should be a close game, in my opinion. We've got the Carolina Panthers traveling to Miami to take on the Dolphins. I like the Carolina Panthers in this. Miami's wide receiver core is banged up. I think they've got their probably best weapon in Waddle and Gaskins and Gesicki available. But Carolina's kind of rolling. You've got Christian McCaffrey back healthy. Cam Newton's the starter. It's just a different, weird season thus far for Carolina. You had them, what did they start, like 4-0 or something like that, and then they faltered a lot as of late. You had Sam Darnold at QB, now you've got Cam Newton because Darnold's hurt, and, Darnold's probably destined to be a backup in his next stint in the NFL. Really good start to the season, just, couldn't keep it together and be consistent enough. A lot of that's due to injury. I just can't see a team investing in a player like that at such a high paying position, such an important position. I just can't see him getting any sort of big long term deal. I'm going to go with Carolina in this game. I think as long as they're getting positive yard gains in the initial portions of this contest, early in first down, second down, as long as they're eaten up, by third down, 6 yards or something, I think it's a tough task to stop Cam Newton, Christian McCaffrey, DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, even if you want to bite on a Christian McCaffrey play action play. I'm going to go over in this. I do think both teams are good defensively. I just think what both teams like to do is kind of dink and dunk up the field. Miami, yeah, they did have some home run plays. Carolina, are they capable with their weapons? You have home run plays, sure. I think we're going to dink and dunk up the field all game long. I think we're going to be over 41.5 points. I think both teams are going to struggle to stop their opponent, but then at the end of the day, it's not going to be like a huge scoring game. I'm going to go Carolina money line, Carolina spread at -1, over 41.5 points. I'd probably go like over up to 43 on this or something. 43. What would that be? 21-20. 21-23. 21-24. I'd probably go like 21-24. That's what I'm thinking for this game. Philadelphia Eagles at New York. I hate Philly. No, I don't hate Philly. Never been there. I just am so frustrated with the Philadelphia Eagles betting on them. It seems like when I pick them to win, they lose. When I pick them to lose, they win. So we've got them taking on the New York Giants. Philly is rolling. Jalen Hurts appears to be really effective right now. I think the wide receiver weapons are playing well. Miles Sanders is healthy today. Thank you for asking me to do a little bit of research on. I'm going to take the Eagles in this to cover the spread, -4, and the money line. Over-under 45.5 points. I think we're heading towards like another 30-point game for the Philly offense. Maybe like, around 20 for the Giants. So I think we're going to go over in this. We've got the Tennessee Titans at New England. This was at -7 last night. Tennessee's banged up. No Julio, no A.J. Brown, no Derrick Henry. It's going to be a tough game for them. Definitely to go into New England. I think Tennessee's well coached. The defense is obviously playing better, but New England just seems to be rolling. They're a little bit healthier. Let's go with the Patriots to cover the 7.5 points and just blow out the Titans. What would like 24-14? That'd be 38. But then one more touchdown puts us over. I think we're going to go under. Atlanta Falcons at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Something to keep an eye out in this contest is the status of Cordarrelle Patterson. I know when I checked earlier today, he was listed as a game time decision. Yeah, he's still a game time call. So Atlanta is just really banged up offensively. Man, this is a game that Jacksonville should win. In my opinion, this is a game that, they need to play competitively. I just, there's no way in hell I'm putting a single penny on this game. Both teams are just like not impressive at all. I'm going to go with Jacksonville on the money line and to cover the spread of 1.5 points. Banking on them being a little bit healthier. Hopefully, Trevor Lawrence can be, not turnover prone today. Hopefully, they just give James Robinson the ball like 28 times, just feed him the rock, and he has an effective day running the ball. Yeah, over under 46. We'll go under. Low scoring game. I'm thinking, I don't know if it's a prop bet, but as far as butt fumbles go, you could put money on 3+ and you know be pretty relaxed all afternoon. I think don't do that. New York Jets taking on the Houston Texans. This is another one. I'm taking Houston in this. It's just like, what is it like? It's like you're at a really, really, really nice steak restaurant, and you sit down, they hand you the menu, and all you can afford is uh, the steak tartare or the wedge salad. And I've never been a fan of steak tartare, and in this situation, that's the New York Jets. Um, and I mean, there's some good things about the wedge salad: blue cheese, bacon, um, but it is kind of like you just cut a piece of lettuce and put it in front of me, and it didn't take a lot of work, um, and it's not anything unique or great, but it's solid. And that's not Houston, but that's Houston in this example. Houston, Tyrod Taylor. I hope he's. I think I saw he's healthy this week. I trust him a little bit more than whoever the New York Jets are going to roll out. Actually, I'm curious. I know their backfield is. Okay, Zach Wilson's starting. Yeah, let's go with Houston. Zach Wilson just hasn't been good this year. So let's go with Houston. I think Houston can cover the spread. I think we might be looking at like as far as the turnover game, Tyrod Taylor is going to be far more reliable in that department. I think so. Let's go Houston covers over unders 44.5. We'll go under. Another low scoring one. The Los Angeles Chargers taking on the Denver Broncos at Mile High Stadium in Denver, Colorado. I'm going to go with the Chargers in this. Um, Interesting team, the Chargers. Um, I think, I think their offense is rolling pretty well. You had Eckler, Mike Williams made a touchdown catch last week. So I was reading something like weeks 1 through 5 in the fantasy football season, he was like wide receiver number 1 or 2 on the year, and then in that between like week 6 and 11, he was wide receiver like 89 or something in PPR formats, and then he had a good game last week. So I think the Chargers are the better team too. Denver's good at they've got a good defense. They can run the ball. I do think this game is going to be fairly close. Um, I don't think it should be like even odds, or if you're going to give the home team 3 points, 2.5 points, I don't think the Chargers are only a half point or equal to the Denver Broncos as far as how good their team is. So we're going to go with the Chargers money line spread. Over under is 47. I guess let's go over with the Chargers. Yeah, I guess let's go over. We've got the Rams taking on the Packers this afternoon. This should be a fun game. Green Bay's at home coming off the tough game against the Vikings. Rams are kind of... They started off the year so good, and now I think they need to figure out some things offensively, like... Matt Stafford cannot be turning over the ball. He's been turning over the ball the last few weeks a little bit too much. I think Henderson they have to establish a little bit more of the run game and be a little more effective there. Woods is gone. OBJ is in. Woods got hurt. OBJ is in. I would argue that's probably not a good thing for their offense, but I'm going to go with the Packers. I just think they lost a close one versus the Vikings last week, but there's nothing wrong with that. I think the Packers have plenty offensively. Even without Aaron Jones, they can rely on that fat boy, Dylan, in the backfield to just bench press 600-pound defensive linemen for 3 yards. And I like the Packers, and they're at home, which is always good. And it's cold in Chicago. I assume it's cold in Green Bay. Over-under is 46.5 points. Let's go over. I'm hoping for a really entertaining game in this one, but we'll go with the Packers. Maybe to win by like a field goal, not by much. Minnesota Vikings at San Francisco. This is a tough one because San Francisco just... The only, consistent thing about San Francisco, I think, offensively is, they're gonna run the ball pretty effectively. And then, Deebo Samuel's just amazing. He's incredible. And then Minnesota, I like some things about them. Obviously, their offense is super good. But if they're not scoring, they're going to get probably blown out in this one. Let's go... we're going to go with the San Francisco 49ers on the money line, but Minnesota to cover the spread. Minnesota's always in, it seems like, one-possession games. Heading down to the final possession, Kirk Cousins has the ball, and he's either going to win it for you, or he's probably going to, tie it up or not win it. So we're going to go with Minnesota to cover the 3.5. Tonight we've got Cleveland at Baltimore taking on the Ravens. If Lamar Jackson is healthy, we're going with Baltimore. No question. If he's not, I'll probably have to side with Cleveland. Just because their defensive line's pretty decent, and I think they could make that a really difficult game for the Ravens if Lamar is not healthy. If Lamar's healthy, Ravens cover the 3 points. Ravens win. Over under 47. Go under, but I think they win that. If he's not healthy, I think Cleveland wins. Therefore, they cover the spread. And I think it would still be under. I don't think that it'll be a high-scoring game. Traditionally... Then in prime time, if you've been paying attention this year or betting on any of the games, the road favorite has just they've just struggled this year, and it's a tough game, right? Because it's Wilson's second game back off of injury, and the Seahawks aren't doing well. Washington's a pretty decent football team, but they're not doing. I gotta roll with Seattle on this. I think even though they're the road favorites, I think they have the ability and capacity to keep this game close. Simply because I don't think Washington is going to get off to like a 14 to zip start, 17 to zip start, 24 to zip start. So from there, I think the Seahawks just figure it out, cover the 1 point spread, and over unders 46.5. Let's go over in that one. Russell Wilson has his return game, I say. All right. There were some games around the association in the NBA. Let's see what's going on. Warriors at the Clippers. Maybe I'll do like a little bit of a NBA. How much do I have in my account? Okay. So clear all. So I do the NFL games I picked today, and the one I'm the least confident about is Carolina, but I'm betting on Carolina, the Rams, the Eagles, and the Chargers. I don't know. It's tough with the Carolina. I'm not super confident. So I'm going to take the Warriors -2.5. I'm just the Bucks -2. Actually, I'm going to just do the money line. It's not bad odds. The Celtics at the Raptors. The Kings at the Grizzlies. I think Ja Morant's hurt. And then you've got the Detroit Pistons at the Lakers. Lakers are 10-point favorites. I'm going to probably do something a little bit less, like 5 points. Cut that in half. And then Boston at Toronto. That's an interesting one. I'll go with Boston. I think Toronto is really good and really interesting, like super athletic. But I think Boston's also very athletic and plays tough in their own right. And nah, we're going to remove that one. I don't like it. We're not guessing. All right, so the NBA games I'm going to put in my round robin today are Golden State, Milwaukee Bucks, Lakers -4.5. Then we'll go to the NFL. We're going to go Buccaneers. We're going to go Pittsburgh +3.5. We're going to go Carolina money line. We're going to go Philadelphia money line. We're going to go New England money line. We're going to go Houston money line. We're going to go Chargers money line. We're going to go Did the Packers odds change? Were they at +2 when I reviewed them? We're going to go Packers money line. So that's 11 picks. And then I like to do like just a set of round robin bets, just like the minimum bet. I like to do 2 and 3 team and maybe 4 team. Oops. Actually, I'll do 2 team parlays, and there's 55 of them, combinations. Okay. So, my 11 picks today, and I'm just doing 2-team round robins. Golden State Warriors, Milwaukee Bucks, Los Angeles Lakers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Pittsburgh Steelers, Carolina Panthers. Sorry. Golden State Warriors, Milwaukee Bucks, Lakers -4.5, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Pittsburgh Steelers +3.5, Carolina Panthers, Philadelphia Eagles, New England Patriots, Houston Texans, LA Chargers, Green Bay Packers. Should be fun. Alright, everyone. There's no more questions in the chat. I'm gonna probably let you go here. I'm gonna just pull up a little sign-off music here. Oh, let me change my thing. Let's do this one, Balkanic. Alright, have a good Sunday, everyone. We've got a UFC fight next weekend, so I'll review the fights next weekend. I'm wearing my new Curtis Blades hat, which is pretty cool. I will talk to everyone Friday, because we don't have a review show. It says it's dancing, electronic, and romantic. Waiting for it.